Imagine this, you survive war. You come home ready to start a new life, ready to marry the love of your life, and within minutes, everything shatters. You're suddenly thrown into a violent prison where everyone wants you dead, including the guards. That's exactly what happens in today's movie. Buckle up, because this is one intense ride. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Recaps Hub podcast. Today, we're diving into the 2014 film Convict. A brutal and emotional story about one man fighting for survival inside a corrupt prison system. If you enjoy recap stories told in podcast style, make sure to stick around till the end. The film begins with a war veteran named Ray Francis, who has just returned home from duty. This is supposed to be his final service in the military. He wants to quit permanently and settle down with his girlfriend Kelly. Kelly, meanwhile, is enjoying her day in a city park. Out of nowhere, Ray sneaks up behind her and gives her a sweet surprise. She's thrilled because he wasn't supposed to be home until next week. Ray wastes no time. He pulls out a ring and proposes right there. Kelly is shocked, emotional, and immediately says yes. They start to leave the park until Kelly realizes she forgot her book. Ray heads back to grab it, and that's when everything goes wrong. A luxury car pulls up. Two men inside start harassing Kelly, and one of them, Tim, gets out and literally exposes himself right in front of her. Ray rushes in, furious, and fights the guys. Tim pulls out a knife. Ray tries to defend himself, and in the chaos, Tim accidentally gets stabbed with his own blade. Because of that incident, Ray is charged with murder. Ray and Kelly go to meet their lawyer. The lawyer gives him two terrible options. If Ray pleads guilty, he'll get to do 3 years, serving only around 18 months. But if he tries to fight the case, he could get 5 to 8 years. Ray has no real way out, so he eventually pleads guilty and prepares to serve the 18 months. Meanwhile, Tim's father, Harvey Thompson, can't accept his son's death. And Harvey isn't just any grieving father, he's powerful, connected, and dangerous. He sends someone to investigate Ray and discovers exactly which prison he's being sent to. That prison is run by Jack Morison, a corrupt man who controls everything behind the scenes. Harvey visits Jack and offers him a massive amount of money. His demand is simple: make sure Ray never gets out of prison alive. Jack agrees, planning to pay off his subordinates to carry out the dirty work. The day comes when Ray and other inmates arrive. A guard named Rico is there to greet the newcomers. They're forced to strip for inspection, and when Ray tries to defend another prisoner who's embarrassed, Rico instantly marks Ray as a target. From day one, he starts mistreating him. Ray is taken by a guard named Williams to meet Jack Morison. Jack pretends to be friendly and asks about Ray's military background. Ray served 12 years, including in Iraq, and even earned a medal for bravery. Jack acts like he cares, but the audience knows he's already accepted Harvey's bribe. After that meeting, Williams escorts Ray to his cell and warns him to be careful. Only a few days into his sentence, Ray gets into a scuffle with some inmates. Before things get worse, a group led by Mazen steps in. Tension rises between the groups until Williams arrives and breaks it up. Ray starts working in the prison library and meets David, a calm and experienced inmate who explains how things work there. But Ray still has to deal with harassment from other prisoners, and through all this, he somehow manages to keep himself calm. One night, while Ray is reading a diary in his cell, Rico shows up with Fox and Victor. They search his belongings and find a photo of Kelly. Rico licks the picture and tears it up right in front of Ray. Ray is held down as Rico intimidates him, and things nearly go too far until Victor steps in and stops Rico. Later, when Ray is in the shower, another prisoner, Hammer, starts harassing him. Hammer asks Ray to crouch so he can sharpen his sword, and it gets extremely uncomfortable. Ray pushes him away, but Rico appears again and beats Ray until he's dragged back to Jack's office. Ray tries to explain he was only defending himself, but Jack doesn't care. He even says it's normal for prisoners to share their asses there. Ray gets beaten again until Victor begs them to stop or they'll kill him. At lunch, Ray meets the library inmates again, including Jade, an 18-year-old kid trying to survive. Ray chats with David about his past. David explains that he and his brother committed a robbery 15 years ago, killing guards and a police officer. His brother died, and the stolen money was never found except David knows exactly where it is. Rico interrupts once more to tell Ray he has a visitor. Kelly has come to see him for the first time. Ray is so happy. But their time is cut short as Rico ends the visit early and taunts Ray by saying he wants to make out with Kelly. They try their hardest to provoke Ray's anger, but he stays strong. Afterward, Ray hangs out with Mazen's group playing cards. Mazen admires Ray's toughness and offers him protection. Meanwhile, Hammer, still obsessed with Jade, harasses him during a workout and almost beats him with a dumbbell until Ray steps in again. Williams rushes in and stops the fight, but Ray's problems keep stacking up. One day while cleaning the toilet, the inmate who fought him earlier tries to get revenge, but Ray handles him easily. As always, Rico appears right after the fight, and this time Jack joins him. Jack takes a bat and violently shoves it into Ray from behind, humiliating him even further. The next day, Victor wants out of the corruption. He says he's going to report everything. Rico and Fox tell Jack, and Jack orders them to handle it. They plant a weapon in another inmate's bed. Later, when that inmate is assigned to clean the toilet, he discovers Victor's dead body. Rico and Fox show up and immediately blame the inmate who had the planted weapon. During leisure time, Ray talks to David about Mazen. David explains that Mazen runs a drug operation inside the prison and has his own gang. But Mazen isn't the only one, there's a rival gang watching too. Mazen's group notices Ray talking to David and warns Ray not to choose the wrong side. While Ray and David are showering, Mazen's men suddenly stab the inmate who fought Ray earlier. That inmate was part of the rival gang, and Ray gets accused of the murder. Ray quickly goes to the rival gang and tells them Mazen's group did it. They believe him. Meanwhile, Hammer drags Jade into a dark room again and continues abusing him. But this time, Jade fights back. He stabs Hammer in the groin with a screwdriver, finally ending the nightmare he's been living. Ray is then summoned to Mazen's cell. Mazen is furious that Ray refuses to join his group. Later, Rico and Fox grab Ray and drag him to the workshop. Mazen is behind it. Jack doesn't want Ray killed yet, but Mazen threatens to go after David and Kelly. Rico tries to break Ray's hand, but Ray finally snaps and beats both guards badly. For fighting back, Ray is thrown into a cold, dark isolation cell. Weeks pass, and he begins to lose his sanity. Eventually, the only decent guard, Williams, gets Ray released from isolation. Williams tries asking Ray what's going on, but Ray refuses to trust anyone. Williams then reveals he's also an ex-soldier, hoping Ray will open up, but Ray stays silent. Even after he recovers, Mazen still wants revenge. He orders Jade to stab Ray, but Jade refuses because Ray has always helped him. Mazen kills Jade for defying him. Ray is devastated and finally loses control. He walks straight up to Mazen's group in the yard. After knocking out one of Mazen's men in 3 punches, Ray calls out Mazen directly, shaming him for killing his own people. Other prisoners start supporting Ray. Ray challenges Mazen to a one-on-one duel. Jack hears about the fight and gives the guards one order: don't interfere. Ray, trained as a soldier, easily overpowers Mazen. He starts strangling him until Mazen is on the brink of death. But David shakes his head from the sidelines, silently telling Ray not to kill him. Ray lets go. Suddenly, a knife drops nearby. Mazen tries to take advantage and stab Ray from behind, but David blocks him. The leader of the rival gang steps in and kills Mazen once and for all. After the chaos, Williams brings Ray into Jack Morison's office. Jack proudly announces that Ray's sentence has been extended. Ray insults him, pushing Jack over the edge. Jack slips and admits everything, that he was paid a massive amount of money to make sure Ray never leaves prison. That confession is exactly what Williams needed. He enters with his team and arrests Jack on the spot. Rico and Fox are arrested as well. The corrupt system finally collapses. Ray meets David one last time. David is still alive but knows he'll never leave prison. He gives Ray the location of the stolen money and tells him to start a new life with Kelly. He also asks Ray to give a portion to his daughter and tells him how much he misses her. Ray is freed. Williams gives him a handshake, and Kelly greets him with overwhelming happiness. Ray later finds David's daughter and gives her the bag of money. He asks her to visit her father. Before the film closes, Williams is seen instructing new inmates to change into prison uniforms. One of those new prisoners is Harvey Thompson. Tim's father, the man who started everything. Karma finally comes full circle. And that wraps up the recap of Convict from 2014. What a wild, brutal story. If you enjoyed this podcast breakdown, give the video a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the Movie Recaps Hub podcast for more epic movie recaps every week. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.